Cars.co.za.
Pieter Zeelie on the way.
The red MR2 3.5-litre Toyota engine actually in their highly modified load.
In fire engine red. And lovely looking as well on top of it all.
He's pushing in class B4. He's flying up the second straight. That is quick. I think this is the quickest I've seen him all day.
David slayed the Goliath as Zeelie brought his highly modified Toyota MR2 home in first place.
My name is Pieter Zeelie. I've got a few cars, but fastest one I have is the MR2, Toyota MR2 that you see here. It's a standard production car with a few modifications. I've always loved speed. In 1996 I bought a Cobra. We started tampering with it. I started doing drag racing, started participating in it, did very well, broke records, was the first car, street car that got into the 11 seconds, and then the first street car that got into the 10 seconds. But it got to a point where I started enjoying track racing more. So I decided to build a new car and then bought the Lotus, and of course we played around with my wife's little MR2. Made a few changes to it, changed the engine, but then it developed into more than a hobby. It's now a lifestyle. It keeps me sane. So, and it's something that me and my wife could do together. She also raced. It gives me a lot of satisfaction to take a standard Toyota MR2, which really is totally underpowered. It's got great handling, it's got great potential, but that's it. And to develop that potential into what we have here now. And of course to win King of the Hill at Knysna Hillclimb, I mean, that gives me huge satisfaction. I never thought that I would win, especially because it's a rear-wheel drive or a two-wheel drive car. The first event in 2009 was won by Sarel van der Merwe in a two-wheel drive car, and since then it's only been four-wheel drive cars, because these guys, they benefit by 1.5+ seconds just from pull away to the first corner, and to make that up is virtually impossible with the sort of power these guys are running. With the Aero, we spent a lot of time on it, but it's fun. Someone once asked what job I'm doing, and I said I'm a motor mechanic. And my wife said, "No, he's lying to you." And I said, "No, I'm a motor mechanic," and that's what I'm doing on Saturdays. We did our own R&D. With the Aero, we benefited by more than 2 seconds now. This car is phenomenal. Its Aero at this point in time is phenomenal. I'm sure it can improve, and it's a pity I can't get to a wind tunnel. So we use woolen tufts and GoPro cameras and whatever else we can do. I think the biggest difference came from what we've done under the car. Since we changed that, it simply transformed the car. The floor of the car right now is full carbon and Kevlar. It's extremely strong. I think we over-designed it. The firewall also was a special design which I had to get approved for the FIA approval. For the hill climb, we were able to lose probably from 2019 about 64 kilograms from the car. These days you've got to use the right equipment, and tires is of course extremely important. For the hill climb I use a hill climb special compound. This year I tried both Michelin and Pirelli. I found Pirelli to be better this year. I also run tire temperature sensors on the car. For the hill climb, unfortunately, we set the front temperatures a little bit too low, so the tires are red all the way through. I then also run Motec computer, power distribution module, dash, as well as ECU. It's phenomenal. I would not use anything else. It's fantastic. And the data you're getting back as well, it helps as a race driver to develop it. And the full data logging with VBox, with audio and video, which helps a lot. But I do believe that I can go quite a bit faster. The rest of the hill doesn't really scare me. It's always that first corner. If you don't know, are the tires hot enough? Is there enough grip? Is it a bit slippery or whatever? So, but once I've gone through the first corner, then I know what it's like, and then the rest I don't mind giving foot. Next year, we already started planning as I drove back from Knysna. From Aero, we could change a few things. I'll start doing some R&D on that. And then with the engine, you know, the guys, Davy and Charles Hubert, apparently they reach 20 to 25 kilometers an hour more than I do up the hill. And we calculated in terms of that distance where they make up in terms of speed, it's another half a second. And we're already planning to improve the power of the engine to get that mechanical blockage within it, which prevents us from boosting. Already had a meeting yesterday about it. So development will never stop. I think that's what we are in this place. That's what we're all about. We do our own carbon fiber work, and we learned from scratch. Nobody came here with that knowledge. We all learned amongst ourselves, and perhaps sometimes the hard way. This is what keeps me sane. Saturdays, I love working here. With COVID, it was a little bit more difficult. We tried to stay away from each other, but now we're back to it again, and I think it keeps me healthy as well, mentally and physically. But for next year, the next event, I hope to be a little bit faster.
Do you like clothes? I do. This is available right now on our Sentimental shop. Just go to Cars.co.za/shop or look for the description in the link below. See what I did there? Just trying to catch you out. And we've got tons of exclusive merchandise which is designed and made exclusively for our store. I said exclusive twice because it's very exclusive. Also hats.
Cars.co.za